A major multinational company says a carbon pricing system must be introduced if Australia is to meet its net zero climate change goal by 2050. Acciona is working on big projects for renewable energy, and it says the time for change is now.
A multinational company focused on sustainable projects, spearheading the construction of Australia's largest wind farm in southern Queensland.
First 5 kilowatt turbines, the biggest turbines that have been put into Australia.
Expected to be operational by 2024, the project would create enough energy to power 700,000 homes.
People in Europe in particular are seeing Australia as coming to the party perhaps a little bit late, but with enormous energy now.
Renewables in Australia already making up more than 30% of electricity generated. But Mr Noonan says more needs to be done if Australia is to meet a 2050 net zero emissions target.
Australia needs about 5 times as much renewables as we've got installed at the moment, just to actually replace the fossil fuel energy.
He says a carbon pricing system would be an effective economic lever to encourage stakeholders to adapt.
For instance, we're building the Western Sydney Airport at the moment, and I've got a massive fleet of diesel earth-moving equipment. We're going to drive that to be either hydrogen or battery powered.
While the mechanism would help to cut the carbon footprint for major construction works in the future, the question remains whether now is the right time for it to be introduced, with builders battling soaring construction costs and a persistent COVID pandemic that's impacting the economy. But some supporting the measure say targeting major developments by state governments first will allow time for smaller enterprises to catch up. The S&P Global Vice Chairman is calling on Australia to boost its output of copper ahead of an expected shortage. The metal a key material when it comes to building electric cars, wind farms and batteries for solar storage and transmission. Despite the short-term challenges, proponents of carbon pricing say the outcomes will be worth it.
We've got to get to a point where it's actually cheaper because we've put the research and development and innovation into these things.
And the environment?
The environment will be much better off.
Dom Vukovic, SBS World News.